Hi everybody, Mrs. Jordan here. Today we're going to be talking about artwork that involves bubble letters and radial symmetry. So, I know you all know what bubble letters are. We have talked about it before, you've seen them. Basically, they're letters that are really thick like this. And I have a really easy way on how to make your bubble letters. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Also, we're going to talk about radial symmetry, and basically what that means is, let's break it down. We know what symmetry is. Symmetry is when one half of something looks like the identical on the other half. So like for instance, our faces, if we draw a line down the center of our face, this side looks like this side. There are tons and tons of symmetrical things in this world, and there's a bunch of different ways things can be symmetrical. One way is radial symmetry. Now, basically, that's whenever things in your picture are evenly dispersed, but coming from a center point. So, for instance, in our picture, do you see all of my rainbow lines? How they're all coming from the center point, which is the name that we're going to be drawing? That is what radial symmetry is. So, for this project, you're going to need a pencil, an eraser, paper, and something to color with. Let's get started.
So we have our piece of paper, I have my handy dandy pencil, I'm also going to have an eraser on deck because we are going to be needing that. And first and foremost, you guys already know, write your name. You gotta make sure that we know it's yours, and it's always cool to document. It'll be cool to look back on this artwork and be like, oh, we made this during that really weird time where we weren't really in school. So, bubble letters are super easy, friends. Very first step, all you gotta do is write whatever word you are planning to turn into bubble letters. Make them nice and big. Make them pretty spaced out. You don't want them right on top of each other. And make sure that you're really taking your time writing. You're not just like scribbling it or whatever. You can choose whatever name you want. You can do whatever word you want, whatever you're feeling. And the first step, just write your name like normal. The second step, do you see what I'm doing with my pencil? I'm basically taking my pencil and drawing a line that goes all the way around my letter. I'm kind of outlining it. And then the inside part, since A's have that inside part that's kind of cut out, I'm just going to draw a triangle right in there. I'm just following the outline. And don't worry, that even though they look a little weird right now with like the old letter in the middle, we're going to erase that at the end. So we're just using this as kind of like our skeleton of our letter, so we know what letter we're trying to do. So go ahead and outline all of your letters. Don't forget the inside parts. After you are all done with the outline, it's time to erase the inside skeleton part of our letters. Now, a really easy way to make sure that you are erasing really well is actually having nothing to do with erasing at all. Whenever you first write your letters, make sure that you're doing it really lightly. That makes the eraser have to do less work. I'm just erasing all of the inside portions. So once we have our beautiful letters all erased on the inside, I'm just going to take a marker and trace my pencil lines. This next part is optional, but I'm adding different patterns inside each letter. And remember, a pattern is something that repeats itself over and over again. It could be lines, it could be shapes, it could be colors, but it's optional. You don't have to do it if you do not want to. I just thought it would look really cool. So if you choose to do patterns, go ahead and fill in your letters. If you don't, then fill them in with a solid color. Bubble letters are all done. Let's move on to the radial symmetry part. I'm going to start with my first color, and I'm basically making an outline around all of my letters. Now my A and my D are kind of close together. Do you see how I just continued that line on as if nothing happened? Go ahead and do that. You're going to do your first layer like this, outlining the whole thing, and then you're going to fill that in. See how it's all finished up? The whole layer is connected. Now we're going to fill in that layer. So go ahead, take your time, make sure that you're staying within the lines as best as you can. It's best if you take your time, especially with this first layer. Grab your second color. We're going to do the same exact thing as the first layer. You're going to outline everything, and then you're going to fill in that layer. And friends, you're going to keep doing that until your whole paper is filled up. The best analogy I can think of is that it's going to look like an everlasting gobstopper from Willy Wonka. Do you know what those are? Basically, it's a candy with a whole bunch of layers. If you break one in half, it's just layer after layer of candy. And that's kind of what this is going to look like. It's going to look like layer after layer of color. So, I'm going to speed things up a little bit, just so you can kind of see what's happening. But take your time. This will be the longest part of this project, okay? So friends, you'll see that my layers are already at the end of the paper. We're going to continue on as if the artwork extends off the paper. So I'm just going to keep going with my layers, starting from the bottom and working up at the top. I'm just following the pattern. And there you have it, my fabulous art friends. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I loved creating with you. I cannot wait to see you soon. As always, you can always send me a photo of your artwork, upload it onto Google Classroom so I can see it, or dojo me. So, have a fabulous week. I love you so much. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!